So you're gonna see a lot of glare here. Again, I'm using this on my phone. I'm gonna try and run the controls for the laptop with one hand, and I'm gonna switch back and forth here. But I want you to see on fire control, this point here. Here, you can see where it says IHS. There's a little something there, hold on. It's IHS, initial height sense, okay? So when the torch fires, that torch light will light up. IHS, when it detects IHS, or the beginning of the IHS loop, or at some point at the middle of the loop, I don't know which one it is, that will light up, okay? So what I'm gonna do is what I have here in fire control. I've got the jog speed right now at set at 10 inches per minute up here. 1/8 inch step. Oh, my finger's in the way. 1/8 inch in step, okay? So we're going back over here to the table. You can see that the material is touching my tip, all right? So I'm going to bring the torch up right here. One step, 1/8 of an inch. And go back here. And you can see now that there is a gap, okay? The torch tip is not touching the material. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring it down. Again, bring it down here, 1/8 of an inch. The material and the tip are touching. That's where I want fire control to say, hey, this is the top of my material. But it doesn't because of the mechanical switch assembly. So what I've done here is I've set up my multimeter. And what I've done is I attached one lead to one side of the switch and the other one to the other side of the switch. There is a potential there. There's a 5-volt potential coming from the USB port on the laptop, which the electronics box on the Crossfire uses in determining where the height of material should be. So you can see that right now I'm at 0.2 ohms, so basically 0. I don't have it on audio because then I'm just going to have to listen to that for the whole time. Okay, but that's 0 ohms. So I'm just going to put it over to ohms, and it's still 0.2, which is basically 0. So at a point when that switch assembly opens, that display will go to infinity because now it's open. So I'm going to give you an idea how this works. All right. So the material and the tip are touching. That's where I want it, fire control, to say, this is where I want the Z-axis zeroed in. But it's not, because the torch will continue its downward travel until such a time as the switch plates in there, the IHS switch plates, open up. And you'll see that here when they finally do open up, okay? And it's, right now it's 0.2, they glare out of there. It's 0.2 ohms, which basically, it's 0. 0 ohms means there's continuity, the plates are connected. So I'm gonna come over here and I am going to bring it down 1/8 inch at a time. So I'm gonna click on that, okay? And I don't think you can see it, but I'll do it here. I'll do it again. Did it again. My contacts are still closed. Let me see if I can do one more. It's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can zoom in here. And I'm reaching blindly, there we go. It went down 1/8 of an inch. And if you look here, it has opened. The contacts have opened, okay? The contacts have opened, so that means it's a high meg, or there's no continuity there. If we come over here to the laptop, you can see that the IHS light has come on, okay? So now I'm gonna raise the torch, and I wish I had a dual shot, but I don't. I'm gonna raise it here. and now the IHS light is off. So what that tells me is the IHS switch plates on the Z-axis assembly here have closed. And if you look at the meter, I'm back to 0.3 ohms, which is 0 ohms. That means there's continuity. They have closed. Okay, again, that means the switch plates are still closed. I'm going to do downward travel again, 1/8 of an inch, and look at my IHS monitor here, and it's on. Okay, that means the plates have opened, or the switch is open. And again, you can verify it on the meter. Okay, so the important thing here is now is when is IHS actually determined? It turns out, and I thought it was determined upon the IHS switch contacts opening up. As soon as they opened up, I figured, oh, that's it. It's not. Even though I'm going to do this again, I'm going to raise the torch 1/8 of an inch where the IHS light is off. That means the switches are closed. My thought was that once those contacts open, I'm going to drive it down again here, and when I do so, IHS light comes on. All this is telling me is those plates have opened, or the switch is opened. And at first I thought that once I saw that on the screen, it was actually zeroing in the Z-axis to be in that is the top of the material, and that was not the case. It actually, what happens is Z-axis is not determined when the contact plates open. It is zeroed in and determined when they close after they've opened. Okay, so once they close, wherever the torch sits, that's where fire control will zero in the Z-axis motor to say, hey, that's the top of the material. And that's really important, and I'll show you why here.